Willie D Live.
What's up, family? The trolls are coming for Young Miami. Yeah, fam. Yeah, they are spinning the block on Young Miami. Yeah, let's get into this story, fam. Let's get into this story that was on Yahoo. Here we go. There's Young Miami and Karmelo Anthony there. An appeal has been filed for the 19-year-old convicted of murder, questioning whether his trial was handled properly in terms of jury selection and more. Young Miami is sounding off on the Karmelo Anthony case, days after the North teen was sentenced to 35 years after being convicted of first-degree murder in the stabbing death of Austin Metcalf at a track meet in 2025. The Spin Dat rapper shared a graphic on Instagram touting her support of Anthony. The flyer reads, "Self-defense is not a crime. This is racism. At some point, we have to stand for something." She captioned her post on Friday, June 12th. "This is truly heartbreaking to see as a Black mother raising a Black son. I cannot get this case out of my head. Currently, using all my resources to get eyes on this. I'm challenging everyone with a voice to speak up and let's stand together. Enough is enough. If they not killing us, they throwing us in jail." Here's the graphic that she shared. "I stand with Karmelo Anthony. Self-defense is not a crime. This is racism. I was protecting myself, not looking for a fight. Everyone deserves the right to go home. Justice is human. I stand for truth. I stand for Karmelo. I stand for change." Anybody got a problem with that? Give me a thumbs up if you got a problem with that. 2 thumbs up if you say, "I ain't got no problem with that." There go mine. Yeah. I ain't got no problem with that, and I ain't scared of y'all. Okay, let's get a little deeper into this article. The case in the aftermath has drawn a staunch list of supporters from Anthony as his family vowed to continue fighting for him. Following the verdict and Anthony's sentencing on Tuesday, Metcalf's father, Jeff, appeared on a podcast where he referred to Anthony as a watermelon felon and slammed Anthony's parents, calling his father, Andrew Anthony, a PUSSY, and his mother, Kayla Hayes, a drunk bitch. "You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourselves," he said, claiming the pair did not attend their son's sentencing and suggesting Child Protective Services should check on the other kids. Hayes was the long individual called to speak during her son's sentencing on Tuesday, and she asked the jury for leniency, according to reports. We can stop right there, fam. You know what? No, let me go a little bit deeper because for those of you who missed Jeff Metcalf's remarks, let's go in a little deeper because you need to understand what type of uncivilized mutt Jeff Metcalf is. Jeff Metcalf was playing the nice Christian guy, right? The forgiving Christian, God-loving, God-fearing guy, right? But then he went on the podcast and he showed his true colors. I don't know if that drink had him thinking like that or what, but we do know that that's his true feelings. Yeah, that boy, I think he took a cup of courage, that drink. He put that drink in there. That's why they call them spirits. That drink spoke to his spirit. Yeah, and it came out. Ooh, that devil was all over his ass. Here's what Jeff Metcalf said further in the interview. "That poor boy is fixing to experience a life that I would not wish upon anyone, but he deserves what he gets because we're all responsible for our actions," he said. "What it boils down to for me is this: Austin would never walk through that door again and never give me a hug." Anthony's lawyers have filed a notice of appeal on his behalf, questioning whether the case was properly handled at trial, including issues related to jury selection. No black men or women were selected for the jury. Anthony's family also alleged that witnesses lied on the stand and gave inconsistent statements during trial. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We can stop right there, fam. We can stop right there because those inconsistent statements, those lies are going to be challenged by some real lawyers this time around, by some credible lawyers this time around. I don't know where this dude, Mike Howell, came from, but he straight up set up Karmelo. Yeah, man, he set him up, him and his buddy. They set Karmelo up. And from what I understand, all of them are interconnected. The judge, the prosecutor, and Jeff Metcalf. They're all connected. And let me back up. Let me back up. The judge, the prosecutor, the DA, and the defense attorney. Did you hear what I said? They're all friends. So I know some of y'all really want this boy to die and go to hell. I know you do. I know you, because you're uncivilized. And the only reason why you say that is because he's black. Y'all don't raise all that hell when the shoe is on the other foot. Y'all never raise that type of hell. In fact, y'all don't even have that same energy when white people kill white people. You never have that type of energy. Never, ever. Even when a white person kill a white person and get off, y'all never have that type of energy. Y'all just say, oh well, and move on. So what's different this time around? I don't believe you. I do not trust you. You are not credible. That's right. I said it. You are not credible. I do not believe you. I do not trust you. Your opinion means nothing because your opinion is loaded with bull crap. That's what Shannon be saying. That bull cone, that bull crap. You on that bull cone, man. Yeah, I don't trust you. So your opinion means nothing to me. I know you think that you're higher than me because you got the head color. I know you think you're better than me and I'm supposed to look up to you. I look down to you. You're nothing to me. Nothing. You got black people out here, some black people out here are sitting back, letting their open enemies pick their friends for them, telling them who they should be supportive of and who they shouldn't. They're such a coward. They're so much of a coward that they jump through hoops trying to love people and trying to get love from people who is incapable of showing love to them. Now, just to be clear, I have to always say this because this might be your first time listening to me and you really don't know me. Just to be clear, this is a shoe fit, wear it scenario. Believe it or not, there are white allies out there speaking on this, and they are in 1,000% support of Karmelo Anthony. We have always had white allies, even during slavery. We had white allies. Some people, white people, were ostracized. They were forced into exile. They were murdered, lost everything. So we do have allies that are white. But the rest of you mother can't stand you. I can't stand you, especially the ones who pretend to be allies. Yeah, you think because you don't openly use the N-word and you don't share the post that you're good. No, I know you too. You one of them too. Yeah. Young Miami, got that song Spin That, and people been talking about that song. That song is ratchet. That song is provocative. That song is dangerous. And that song is jamming like a fool. I ain't gonna lie, fam. You know, I mean, just from an artistic standpoint, beat, lyrics. I'm talking about not what she's saying, but being, in pocket with the topic, right? Being in pocket with the topic, beat, lyrics, hook, the vibe. It's got all of that. Anyway, moving on. They've been talking about Miami like a dog. They talking about young Miami like a dog in his comments. And this is not, it depends on what platform you go on to. That's where you'll hear them talking really, really, where you'll read about them talking really, really reckless. Like, for example, if you go on Fox, this, or Breitbart, or, any of those regular uncivilized mutt platforms, oh man, they going all the way in, not just on her, but on the Black community. I don't understand how these uncivilized mutts think they're above us. Like, and what I gather is it ain't nothing but entitlement. That's all it is. It's just entitlement, because they just really be projecting. It's nothing civilized about them. It's nothing decent about them. They're not honest people. They're not part of polite society like they try to pretend. They're the worst of what America has to offer. They're the ones who, if we would start all over from day one, they're the ones who Europe sent their worst to America. They would be amongst the worst that Europe sent here to get rid of, to kick out of Europe. They would have been here because of that reason. And it makes sense because their bloodline comes from that. They are descendants of the uncivilized mutts that Europe kicked out, the worst of the worst. They're prisoners, they're gangsters, they're killers, they're thugs, they're liars, they're thieves. They're the ones, their ancestors were the ones who were kicked out of the country and sent to the Americas. So it's in their blood to behave the way that they behave, because all they do is project. They was talking about Black people are the killers and they don't know how to act and they don't have any respect for the law and all of this stuff. And they are the worst of the worst, and not just in America, but around the world. That's right. I know you. I know you well, man. I studied you. Yeah. You don't stand for cold-blooded murderers, do you? Because that is what went down. You should be standing for quit taking weapons to school and don't provoke a fight if your intention is stabbing. Self-defense is not a crime, but you can't stand your ground in someone else's house. Stand your ground in someone else's house. I get it. You think that Austin Metcalf's house was the tent. You think that was his house. Or are you talking about the stadium? Or are you talking about the county? Or are you talking about the United States of America? Which one is it? All of the above. You have to stand for what is right. Karmelo was at an event he was banned from. Look how they just spew lies. And this is somebody who has an Asian handle. So I don't know if that's really an Asian, it could be a bot. But of course, he didn't have to follow any rules. He armed himself, premeditation in my book, and went away. And went anyway into an area he knew he was not supposed to be in, refused to leave, and then picked a fight and stabbed the person. Asked, you know what I'm saying? They just make up shit, just throwing anything out there. I do believe, like a lot of these people, they don't really believe the stuff that they say, but they know psychologically that if they say stuff enough, it don't matter if it's true. It'll cause some people to doubt, because most people are not certain in their beliefs. They're not absolute in their beliefs. Most people don't really have convictions. Most people, you can sway their opinions any way you want to with the slightest argument, the weakest argument. You can trick them into believing whatever it is that you want them to believe. On a daily basis, Trump tells the opposite of the truth. On a daily basis, even though he knows that the people know, he can know that millions of people know what the truth is, and Trump will still tell a lie. All you Trump supporters, y'all, that don't bother y'all? It don't bother y'all that Trump says the economy is doing well, and he says that gas prices are coming down, and every time you look up, they're still going up. It don't bother you that he says that the price of groceries are going down, and every time you go to the store, the prices continue to go up? That don't bother y'all? Absolutely it don't. It does not. It don't bother you because there's something wrong with you. No more talk.